All right, let's get to what we want to do today. So, two parts of what is happening today. One, we're just going to kind of briefly go over logistics, and then we're going to allow people to discuss their posters and why you need to visit them during our 2-hour collaborator showcase on next Wednesday. A few people have already registered to do it. Again, we'll give you 60 seconds to just talk about your poster. But if you didn't register, you didn't fill out the form, I expect we'll have plenty of time to get to more people, so you can just kind of use your raised hands feature. We're going to go through this. If you have questions at the end, we can, I think Elise is on this, Patrick's on this, I'm here. We can answer them. But I do just kind of want to quickly go through. So registration is still open. We have a really exciting a number of registrants already. It is a 3-day event. Clearly, hopefully you know that by now. Tuesday is our tutorials. Wednesday is kind of what you would consider the main conference, the plenary, the showcase, the announcement of the tutorials. And Thursday is our work group activities. So the main conference is in the middle, tutorials first day, work group activities on the third day. Elise set up a QR code and a web page that will be available at the event. Maybe hard to read right now, but so if you have any questions during the event of where anything is, I mean, it's not a huge hotel, but it's, so she did try to make this as user-friendly as possible. So if you see that QR code, that'll open it up to the agenda, the floor plan, the full list of presenters at the Collaborator Showcase. There's 2 different rooms for a couple. So like data, methods, clinical posters are going to be in one area. Lightning talks, software demos, open source, community posters are in another. Again, not far apart, but it'll make sense when you're there. So everything is going to be available to you at the event using this QR code and finding this page. So thank you to Elise for this and just an incredible work putting this event together. I'm going to put it on this page, which is kind of the latest version of the agenda, which has rooms. And I'm going to turn it to Patrick and just kind of let him go over a few things, and then we will get to the Mad Minutes.
Great, thanks, Craig. So actually, I'll start with the day prior to this. So this is what we've seen on the screen here is Wednesday, October 23rd, with the main conference agenda. But just as a friendly reminder for those who are participating in tutorials, we've got a great panel of tutorials on Tuesday, October 22nd. If you're going to join the intro tutorial, that starts at 8 a.m. sharp. So come earlier to register and get signed in. I know we've got actually a big crowd for the intro tutorial, and Erica and the team have put together really nice tutorial materials. So that's going to be a great session for those that are newcomers and looking to learn about all the aspects of the journey, whether you actually be new or just you want to be familiar with the entire stack end to end, and you're particularly focused on one area or the other. Then the advanced tutorials starting in the afternoon. They'll be starting at 1 o'clock, but if you're coming in the morning, you can just register prior to your 1 o'clock session. They'll all start sharp, and we've got a really great collection of tutorials that are in place there. For Wednesday, October 23rd, the main conference agenda you see on the screen here. We will start sharp at 8:30 a.m. in the main Regency Ballroom. So encourage those of you who don't come for a tutorial on Tuesday, you should come in the morning and make sure that you register. We are having a newcomer orientation in the adjacent rooms for those that are brand new to the community and want to just learn more about what's going on. Paul Nagy will be doing a great job to coordinate and make sure that folks have friendly faces that they can connect with to start the day. For those that are presenting posters during the Collaborator Showcase, you can also use the morning prior to 8:30 to go set up your poster down in the Collaborator Showcase space. So during the day, we've got a great collection of content, and we'll be both having some didactic portions of the day as well as some interactive activities. We're going to be starting with a focus on the state of the community. You're going to hear not only from George Ripsack talking about Odyssey in general, but also from Amberlynn Reed from NEI talking about this NEI Odyssey Challenge. And then we will be announcing the winners of the 2024 Titan Awards in the morning session. From there, we're going to go into panel discussions, really using Legend type 2 diabetes as a key study that our community's done to showcase some of the clinical insights that have come from that study, but also to highlight the value proposition that data partners have as being part of a network study. And so we'll have a collection of presentations to orient that. We will then be having an open Q&A with all of the Legend Type 2 Diabetes collaborators, and then we'll have our lunch break. After that, we're going to have a great session to talk about partnership between Jack and Odyssey. Harlan Krumholtz and other editors of Jack will be joining us for that conversation. And then we'll be doing an interactive activity that we're just right now just entitled Odyssey Scavenger Hunt, but we'll get you up and around and networking at scale. From there, we're going to jump straight into our Collaborator Showcase. We'll start with a series of lightning talks that'll remain in the Regency Ballroom, and then we'll have 2 hours for time for posters and demo and software demos. And we actually have 2 large spaces within the hotel dedicated to this. So we'll have posters on data standards, methods research, and clinical applications down in the Brunswick Ballroom. And then we'll have our software demos and our open source software development posters, as well as posters for the lightning talks. They'll be up in the Garden State Ballroom, which is up on the main floor. From there, at 5 o'clock, I'll be doing a presentation about collaborating on evidence at scale, and that'll close the day in terms of the content, but that is not for you to leave then, because at that point, we're going to take a fun group photo, and then we're going to transform the ballroom from a stodgy set of presentations into a very fun game night, and hope that you'll all join for our network reception. It's going to be a lot of fun and collaboration in a different way for the evening. So that's our plan for Wednesday, October 23rd. Really hope that you'll all be there and stay. I know it's a very long day, starting early and ending late, but I promise that it'll be very interactive, engaging. It'll be a great opportunity for you to catch up with old friends and make new ones, learn a lot, and also play hard throughout the day. So I think it's really going to be a great time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. This will also provide you the hopefully incentive and motivation to jump into work group activities that are taking place throughout Thursday, October 24th. You already heard from several of the workshop leads, but we really have a wide array of different activities that are going on Thursday that you all can engage in both the morning and the afternoon. And we really see that as a great opportunity for you to take hopefully the inspiration that you take from the broader conference day and bring that to more tangible collaboration opportunities that you want to focus on collaborating moving forward. Craig, did I miss anything that you and Elise wanted me to say?
No, I think you got it all. It's a reminder. This is a different hotel than when we stayed in it. Last year we were in East Brunswick. This is New Brunswick. It's not far apart, but in terms of especially what people asked for, it's from last year to this year, it's very far apart. It's there's gonna be a lot of areas where you can walk to, a lot of places around there. It's a nice hotel. It's gonna give us what we want inside, what we wanted outside. So it really should be a fantastic event. Again, hopefully people have registered already. We have a great number. If you haven't registered, please do so as soon as possible. Okay. If there are questions, we can take them later. I do want to make sure just we have a chance to get to this Mad Minutes portion. So again, the goal here, 60 seconds, no images, no slides, no nothing. We just want to hear about why people should visit your poster or your demo at the Global Symposium. So we had 7 people reach out to share what they want or what they want to share about their poster. We will have time afterwards. If other people want to get involved, want to talk a little bit about their work, please just use the raised hands feature and we'll call on you. We'll go for as long as we can. And then if we have people have questions at the end, Patrick and I and Elise can be around to answer them. So on that note, I'm actually going to stop sharing. I'll call on people, but I want you to be able to kind of have full focus here. So on that note, Katie Sadowski, why don't you start off?
Sure. Thanks, Craig. So hi, everybody. My name is Katie, and along with Adam, Andrew, Evanette, Heidi, Ivy, Lawrence, Roger, and Vishnu, I'm building an open source OMOP ETL project using DBT. DBT is an open source ETL tool that's gotten really popular over the past 10 years or so. And as many of you know, there's not yet a go-to open source ETL solution for OMOP that includes software for actually implementing the transformation code. We think that DBT has strong potential to become the solution. For the initial phase of the project, we've replicated ETL Cynthia, which is an R package for transforming Cynthia synthetic data into OMOP using DBT. This is what we're going to be demoing at the symposium. In the meantime, you can check out our GitHub repo, which I'll put in the chat right after this. It's fully functional and includes some cool features like built-in conformance checks and a beautiful auto-generated documentation website, which I was going to share, but I didn't realize that we couldn't do screen share, so I will also put in the chat afterwards. So the best part about this, like so much in Odyssey, is anyone can use it. It's totally free and it's really easy to set up. And we think of DBT Cynthia as a great demonstration of how DBT can be used for OMOP ETL, but it's just the beginning. Our vision is to create a more generic project that can be adapted to different sources and where community members can contribute source-specific code modules. So please reach out to me or anyone on the team, and of course, stop by at the symposium if you're interested in learning more. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Katie. Great job. Yeah, definitely feel free to add anything to the chat. Sorry, I didn't let anybody screen share, but figured this would be more fun this way to just listen and follow that way. Real quick, one thing. So which we've done before, and I'm blanking. So there's 2 hours. Odd numbers, I believe, are the first hour, and then even numbers are the second hour. So Katie is 122. I'll try to read everybody's number before I announce them, so you know. So from 3 to 4 will be the odd numbered presenters will be at their posters or the demo, and then from 4 to 5 the even numbered people will be at their demos or posters. So on that note,
just to reinforce that, Craig, like that the thing that we're doing differently this year, which I think is actually to work very well. We've got 2 continuous hours of time for the entire Collaborator Showcase in all the poster rooms. So really when we talk about odds and evens, we're really talking about when we're asking the poster presenters to stand at their poster, because that's when people can expect to come see them. But we're all going to be able to engage meaningfully together in the room during this entire 2 hours. And the posters will be up throughout the day on Wednesday as well as available on Thursday. And so, you know, this hour that we have is really just to make sure there's a time when, now that you can promote your poster as a Mad Minute, people know that there's 1 hour that they can come find you at the poster. And that's what we'll try to reinforce here as we go through the rest of them.
Great. Thank you, Patrick. Dimitri, poster number 23. If you're talking, you're muted right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, hi. So our phenotype library, Odyssey phenotype library, is meant to have phenotypes which you once created, once approved, once run all diagnostics. You can use whatever you want. We just once you want it, you can use it, right? But does this definition is it still the same? Maybe medical science goes forward and the condition we thought has that features now has different features, or which happens much more often, the vocabulary changed. With the medical evolution, the vocabulary makes its own development. Mappings become better, more precise, but sometimes it's improvement, but it's like domain change or mapping to a different branch in SNOMED. Also, it's improvement, but the cohort you created before will not work anymore. So I provide a tool that helps you to detect those changes easily. And it can be applied to any cohorts, but the poster will talk about Odyssey phenotype library. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Again, that was poster number 23. Next up, 2 posters Melanie Filofsky is going to talk about. So I'll just give you, the first one is dynamic mapping tools. This is poster number 24, and then leveraging the power of OMOP, which is poster 48. So Melanie, you can just take it away.
All right. So in the same vein as Dimitri's poster that he's talking about, his tool, which is specific to cohorts, we have created at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Center two different tools, and we call them dynamic mapping tools, right? So just like your underlying source data changes, science changes, healthcare evolves, all that, so do the vocabularies. And so your concept IDs can change from standard to non-standard, which is a change in field, or they can change domains, or also known as tables, right? So these are dynamic and they're constantly moving. So at the University of Colorado, we have created two different tools, and these run on raw SQL. So if you are querying your OMOP CDM as a database, you can use these two tools to let you know exactly where the concept ID of interest lives, right? So it's the combination of the vocabulary and the code that tells you the concept ID. And these tools can either take the code and the vocabulary to tell you where it is now, or it can take those concept IDs to tell you where it is now. And these are very helpful if you have any type of recurring report. So if you're handing out or giving a data set every 3 months, or you're running a study every 3 months, these things will change. So come on by, stop by that poster to learn more about that. And then the other poster I will be presenting. So Hanan will be at the first poster. She wrote all the code, knows all the technicalities of this. And in true Odyssey fashion, we will be posting this up to the healthcare system's website, so that way other people can use it too. The other poster is called Leveraging the Power of OMOP for an Academic Medical Research Institution. So we've done a little bit of customization to help our end users more effectively use the OMOP CDM. So come by this poster and I can tell you all about what we have done at the University of Colorado to make it easier for our researchers and investigators on campus to utilize it. And I kind of went over, sorry.
No, actually, your second one was really short, so I think you did 2 minutes there. Great. So again, posters 24 and 48. Next up will be poster 131, cohort operations, a modular web tool for enhanced cohort analysis on the OMOP CDM. And Javier, you can take it away.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So this is Javier from FinGen. And a bit of the motivation that we had is that the Atlas is a very good tool for visually creating cohorts. And Hadis, it has a really good collection of packages to create analysis and visualize the results. But there is not an easy way to go from a group of cohorts in Atlas to visualize the results of an analysis if you don't have the coding skills. So to fill in this gap, we have created a tiny app tool that is called Cohort Operations, and it lets you to do that. You can go import some cohorts from Atlas. You can even create new cohorts by combining some of the cohorts you have, or doing some sub-operations, or doing some match cohorts. And then you can select from a list of different analyses. You can take the cohorts you want to use, click also some other parameters for that analysis, run it, and visualize the results. And we have done this, it's open source, and we have done it now with few analyses for our own purposes, but we want to open this and set it and see if other people want to add analysis, because it's very modular. We would like to set it and see if somebody wants to contribute also. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Javier. So you can visit Javier at 131, hang out for a few minutes, and then see John Gresh, who will be 132, a demo of Polites, a tool for the automation of Odyssey implementations. John, go ahead.
Hey, John Gresh here. So we've fully automated the process of standing up your own database. So this is for people who have launched Broadsea and went, oh, great, this is perfect. Now all I got to do is stand up my own database, and that's going to be easy. We'll be out of here by lunch. But to stand up your own database, there's a ton of stuff you have to do. You have to create several databases. You need to create users. You need to create permissions. You need to create a CDM record. You need to know that you need to create a CDM record. You need to be able to connect it to Web API. You need to be able to run Achilles. And you have to do you have to know that you need to do all of these things, do all of them, and do all of them correctly. And so that's kind of actually a heavy lift. And we've fully automated that process. We've also added in tools like import and export, and we're working on making it multi-platform. So you could have your database in in SQL Server, export it, and then someone can pick up those same files and pull it into Databricks, pull it into whatever system. So it's the fully automation of standing up your database. And just out of curiosity, if there's anybody that's been through this process recently, if you could drop in the chat how long and how many people that took, and was it easy or hard? And that's basically it. So Polides, I call it Polides. I'm not sure the correct pronunciation, but Polides was Odysseus's best friend, and he got Odysseus off of Circe's island and out into the broad sea. So we're looking at a tool that's going to get you out into the broad sea and off of Circe's island. Thanks. Oh, and mine's a software demo. It's not a poster, so it's going to be a software demo.
Okay, great. Thank you, John, and very well done. It shows my lack of knowing everything about the
Oh, I don't know how to
Greek
pronounce
history.
it. That's just how I pronounce it.
I like it. I like it. So again, that was demo 132, John Gresh. Next up, a poster number 44, OMOP on a data lake, addressing the critical need for scalable solutions, solutions in healthcare data management with Odyssey tools and AWS services. I'm going to turn it over to Lance.
Thank you, Craig. My name's Lance Amy. Yeah, our poster, OMOP on a data lake, kind of outlines a solution that we've implemented to create a scalable data lake architecture for efficient handling of some of these vast, complex healthcare data sets. So some of the highlights, integrating many OMOP data sets with cloud infrastructure, specifically AWS, with utilization of Apache Iceberg as our table format for optimized storage for our tables, as well as automated data quality control using some of those AWS rule sets, as well as automated gather of data quality issues. We have efficient ETL processes that we've built out, specifically leveraging AWS Glue, as well as cataloging of our data sets, and then also implementing robust data security and governance guidelines through lake formation, and then also integrating Odyssey tools such as Data Quality Dashboard and Atlas with our cloud infrastructure. This has kind of enabled our research and analytics teams to perform faster and more complex queries using this data lake environment. And that's it for me. So I look forward to seeing everyone next week.
Great. Thank you, Lance. Again, that is poster number 44. Our final one, at least of people who kind of signed up for this, is poster number 112. So before I say this, if anybody is interested in just talking a little bit about your poster, you can just raise your hand now, and then I can just keep moving forward. But getting back, so this is poster 112, visualizing OMOP concept relationships with OMOPSEPT. This is Andy South.
Hi, Craig. Thanks for the invite. Good to see everyone. Yeah, I'm Andy South. I'm a data engineer at a hospital, an NHS hospital in London. I'm also a frustrated artist. So this is kind of a bit of a side project of mine that I've been trying to get going for a couple of years. So it's OMOPSEPT. So it's an R package. I've put the link in the chat. And the idea, it's about querying and visualizing the concepts and the hierarchies. So the idea is that it makes it super easy to kind of be able to query concepts by name, identifier, vocabulary, relationship type, etc. And then to be able to visualize the relationships, coloring the points and labels according to, well, any of the concept attributes or any other attributes that you join onto them. So you might want to query a single concept and then find all of the ones that map to it, or you might take a concept and find those that are above or below it in the hierarchy. And so the main challenge is to get down to enough concepts that is sort of manageable. And what I find is you can make fairly small plots that are informative, or you can make really big plots that maybe are less informative but are more visually appealing and intriguing. So if you come along and have a look at the poster, I'll hope to have some demonstrations of some of those. So yeah, look forward to seeing anyone there. Thanks a lot.
Great. Thank you, Andy. Roger, go ahead.
Thanks. So, who wants to be a 2 billionaire? The source to concept map was created originally in OMOP version 4 to allow for mapping of local codes to standard concepts. But in version 5, that functionality was transferred to the concept relationship tables in the 2 billion plus range. But for backwards compatibility reasons, source to concept map was not deprecated. But the source to concept map remains in wide use for several reasons. One, it's the Book of Odyssey recommends it. It's relatively simple to implement. Usagi works with the source to concept map format, and local mappings can be maintained by a separate team unfamiliar with OMOP. There are also several reasons to stop using source to concept map. Codes in the concept map are not visible in Atlas. The concept map is not flexible enough to store subtle relationships like map to value, and hierarchies are not supported. So what we're proposing is a generalizable methodology for migrating from source to concept map to the concept relationship tables that can be used in a wide range of different situations. We're also providing SQL code on the Health Systems GitHub page. So come to see poster 33.
Great. Thank you, Roger. You did beat me to the punch. It is poster 33 for the Who Wants to Be a 2 Billionaire, not just a billionaire. So that will be set up there. Anybody else? Okay, so I do have most people's posters. If you haven't sent me your poster, put it in Dropbox yet, please do so as soon as possible. Also, the demos, if you can record something for your demo or send me slides or an instruction manual or just something beyond your original brief report, then I can post that to the page as well. I've gotten some great videos already, and then I can share that afterwards. As we've done in the past years, there will be a full Collaborator Showcase page that has everybody's poster and everybody's brief report. So you can refer to it afterwards. And then, of course, that'll be what we share on the social showcase. All right, I'm not seeing any more volunteers. So clearly you feel like your title will gets the message across and people are just going to visit you, which is great. And hopefully everybody does get a quality number of visitors. It's a great space for in both rooms for our showcase. I don't really have anything else. So what we'll do here is I will stay on. Patrick will stay on. If Elise is here, she'll stay on. If there are questions about anything, travel, hotel, any aspect of any of the 3 days, hang out, ask questions. You know, we'll try to, you know, give you as much information as we have. Otherwise, we will see you. I always say we'll see you next Tuesday. We will actually see you, hopefully, next Tuesday in person in New Brunswick. Cannot wait. It's going to be a great 3 days. Travel safe, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.